Hello and welcome to New Filmmakers Los Angeles in partnership with Maker magazine. My name is Danny DeLillo. We're here at the South Park Center. I'm delighted to be joined with Beth, who joined us all the way from Toronto with her fantastic film Clementine. Let's take another clip.
Yes, actually, I don't really digest onions very well, or chickpeas either, but the onions are more of like a poo thing. And the chickpeas, I think, are just bloating. That's pretty common though.
Why are you here?
I have an eating disorder. I'm bulimic.
Beth, thank you for being here. Welcome to the New Filmmakers family.
Thank you.
We're happy to have you. Thank you for bringing Clementine to us. Of course, you directed it, but for those that don't know about it, tell us a little bit about it.
Clementine is a story about a woman who has a very unlikely wake-up call to the fact that she needs to confront her 20-year battle with her eating disorder, which is bulimia. And she, with the help of her fairy god person, Donnie, goes on a journey to reach out for help for the first time, and things don't go as expected.
It's a really brilliant story and a really like a wonderful style. We all need a fairy like Donnie, so take care of all of our things that we're going through in life. And of course, you directed this. Where did this inspiration come from? From obviously our lovely writer. Into making this into a film?
Yeah, so the film is inspired by Ali's actual experience with confronting her own eating disorder.
Yeah.
She's an incredible actor, creator, writer, performer, all of it. And she really wanted to put a message of hope out there about dealing with your mental health issues, especially amidst sort of a broken system, which in Canada, even though we do have mental health supports and we have the free healthcare, it can be actually very difficult to access it.
Yeah.
So in your moment of crisis and your time of need, you're often put on wait lists. It's often quite expensive. So when you make that first brave step to reach out, sometimes you're met with barriers that you can't actually overcome. So the whole message of the film is that there is hope if you can support yourself and find those supports and build community around you. Like you can sort of direct your own recovery, which can be quite difficult when you're dealing with a mental health crisis. But I think it was meant to sort of say, don't give up on yourself, keep going, find a way, and obviously reach out for help. That's the point, is to not reach out for help. But if you do face those barriers, which can happen, you can still find a way and you can still manage your own recovery. So that is actually what she was forced to do when she reached out for help. So I think she just wants other people who are dealing with similar issues to feel seen and also to feel like there's a community out there to support them. And also just to say, don't give up. Don't give up on yourself, and find the people who can support you in your own personal journey if you don't have access to the care that you need.
No, that's so. Thank you for sharing that, and well done to Ali for taking something so personal, to her to bring out into the light. Because I think bulimia is something that is so understated in the way we speak about it, the information about it, how the public view and see it, and also access as well when it comes to healthcare. So it was really great to see a film that really centralized on something in a very stylistic way, as well, which is amazing. And obviously did a great job in front and behind camera. You came in as a director. How did you get approached? What was this kind of experience like for you, like coming into this project? Because it had some really amazing, like a lot of fun for you to play with as a director. How was it for you?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I was taking a very taboo subject matter and trying to make it accessible through a bit of humor, a bit of magical realism, like really just trying to draw the audience in so that they'll go along for the ride. I think that the topic of bulimia or eating disorders has often been, shown in the media or through stories in a very dark sort of way, in a very shameful sort of way. And we didn't want to highlight that aspect of it. We wanted to just say, like, these are just regular people, all shapes and sizes, that like you may have seen in the group therapy scene, like it affects all genders, all the body types. So I think we wanted to bring a lot of those elements into it to make it as accessible as possible. And we wanted to change the approach to the topic and make it a little more fun with the Donnie character, with the fact that she's a little bit wild and she lives in her imagination a little bit, and have a little bit of fun with it so that it doesn't have to be doom and gloom, and mostly to try to eradicate the shame.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know if this makes sense, but just play with the topic a little bit more while grounding it, while giving it a lot of heart, showing the struggle, showing the courage that it takes to reach out. But also doing it in a hopeful way, and try to stay away from the after school special, like that it's simple and then you just have, you have to ask for help and then you get the help and then you get better. It is a lifelong struggle, similar to many addiction struggles. So we just really wanted to humanize it and play with it at the same time. So as a director, for me, I think the struggle was like, how are we going to do that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
you did a great job, and I think it
thanks.
was and I think we have, and it's always, every story is important when it comes to, this subject and how, but it was, you did bring some, the freshness and the lightness, and also went through that and taught us about it as well, which I think is really, really important. Like you say, most people don't know that it affects people all different parts of their life, times of their life, and you took away that shame and just more embrace that, of what it is and what it can feel like and what it looks like and how it's different for everybody and under different circumstances and experiences. What was kind of the biggest challenge you had in making this, and either from like a production standpoint, or was it all plain sailing easy for you?
I have to say I'm a meticulous planner.
Oh, okay.
I wear the producer hat. Like, I can't take it off, even, you know what I mean? Like, it's a dream
director there, yeah.
Yeah, well, one day I hope to take it off. You know what I mean? I'd love to just direct, but if it is my own project, and Ali was co-producing with me as well. So, I mean, she took care of a lot of the art department stuff. I took care of, so many details, because when I arrive on set, I want to just be directing. So I feel like if I, check and double check the locations. Do we have the keys? Do we have the codes? Do we have, to anyone's knowledge, is there any construction going on? Like,
yes.
I just check that stuff up and down over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Because, I talk to the caterers, talk to the crew, talk to everybody. Like, I just need everything to go well, because I have so precious little time to actually direct.
Yes,
like we shot that in 3 days and we prepped it for a couple of months, so a lot of the details and putting that in place and producer work is happening. And I just want to make sure, and I'm not saying things don't come up, but and I know they do. And I know those are some of the really fun stories to tell, but I don't want those things to come up.
No, but the attention to detail is why you got, made such a great film, and why it was so fluent. And that's really important. These things that you just mentioned are so important to the process, just even checking the construction and what that looks like that day, and making sure all the departments feel you safe and secure and ready to go. And because we don't get a lot of time to do it, do we? So you have to maximize the experience.
That's just it. And then the stress level, when something does start to go wrong, like goes, whew, and then all of a sudden you can't think about the creative. You just have to deal. You have to troubleshoot. I didn't, I called the snake guy. I'm like, are you going to be here? And he's like, I'm going to be here.
Literally,
I have to say it went pretty smoothly.
Good. We're going to come and join your set then.
Well, listen, I have had on other films, little things come up, but, I had a wood chipper tree scenario in front of one of my locations once. But how did you check with the city of Toronto about where all that's happening? I don't know. So it's hard to avoid everything. But on this, I had very controlled locations, and I think I locked it down pretty well.
Yeah.
And everyone showed up. Everyone was professional.
Yeah.
The actors came prepared, so I wasn't dealing with. I was blessed on this one. It was good.
No, well done.
Yeah.
When you go into it, obviously this is, the writer has wrote something that is personal and sensitive, and then obviously you're taking on as a director, and you go into any project with a certain mindset. But looking back on the project, what have you kind of mostly learned from this experience as a director, as a producer? What have you kind of learned?
This was a very collaborative process with Ali, because it was her script and she was co-producing and she was the lead actor, and it was based on her story. So I really learned how to collaborate sensitively. I mean, you push for the things that you want and you believe, but you also need to know when you're dealing with a situation like that, when to back off and say, okay, no, you know, you have say on this one. Like this, I really had to, because I am a very opinionated director, and I mean, I used to edit my own stuff too, and you know, I'm like, I would take some notes, and like this was very collaborative. It was the first time I worked with a composer. It's the first time I worked with an editor. You know, before this project, I had sort of controlled all aspects of my films. So this was a big lesson in collaborating on the actual story, collaborating on the technical aspects. And I think I realized how much bringing a team in can elevate the project.
Absolutely.
And take things off your plate. And the more the merrier. I've really learned that. So I backed off my control a little bit, you know, and have thought, no, actually, it was a really big learning experience for me that way. Like, I don't have to pick every costume and do every hair, you know, like I just to collaborate. And also it frees you up to sort of concentrate on just more working with the actors and the story arc and the arc of the scene and the character work, which is my passion and which is what I love to do. So I think collaborating with a very strong partner, but also on a very sensitive topic that she has more ownership over than I do, even though I'm the director. So that was a dance that I learned how to do.
Well, obviously, we're so happy and grateful that you came to be with us in person to celebrate your film. It's great to see the film on the big screen and feel the energy of an audience. What's the experience been like for you? We certainly love having new filmmakers. What's the experience been like you sharing the film?
It's been great. We always wanted to approach the film as like a little bit of a comedy, and I would say at this screening, it was the most laughter I'd ever heard with the film. So I was like, please, I just wanted to text Ali right away and be like, they were laughing.
Well done, LA. Well done, Los Angeles. There we go. We need a laugh, trust me.
Yeah, because we wanted to have some levity, and then we wanted to sort of ground it and drop the audience a bit, and then like sort of end with a little bit of hope and like, okay, like we're on her side. Where is she gonna go?
I love it.
But I don't know if it's the subject matter or, you know, most people might have had a look at the log line or whatever going into the film, so they go, okay, it's about an eating disorder. It's not funny. But this was the first time where there was actual reaction to the comedy. So
great.
That really thrilled me. I was really excited about that. And sharing the film in general has been a very meaningful experience. I think it's opened up a lot of opportunity for conversation, and we would have audience members come directly to us and say, thank you for sharing this topic in the way that you did. I have experience with this, either with themselves or family and friends. And they were really willing to talk to myself and Ali when she was present at the screenings about, you know, their own experience. Yeah. So this is the first film that I've done where I've been able to connect with people very personally after the screening, which I thought was a really incredible experience.
That's what it's about, honestly, to be able to connect with the people so they can talk to you about what they just experienced from the film that you made. So I love that. Where are you taking us next? What's next, Beth? What's next on the horizon for you?
I have a film called Unit 303. This is my newest short that just premiered at Dances with Film. So it just, thank you. So it just started its festival circuit. So I'm excited to see where that goes. And my other love is TV development. So I'm in sort of partnerships with about 5 different writer-creators developing TV concepts.
Amazing.
2 of those relationships two of those partnerships and the slate that goes with them have been funded by Bell up in Canada. So we'll be doing development on those for 18 months.
Amazing.
And I haven't talked about this much, but I am working on my first feature. So
fantastic.
Yeah. So I have one draft that I'm not willing to show anybody at the moment. But so I'm just, I'm looking to direct my first feature. I think that's my next step as a director.
Amazing. Oh my goodness. So exciting. Well, please continue to share with us, and thank you to you, and thank you to Ali as well for bringing this film to us. We're so proud of you, and thank you for being part of New Filmmakers Los Angeles and coming down to see us.
Thank you. It's been such a pleasure to be here.
Thank you, Beth, everybody.
Thanks.